Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Today we are reviewing the latest update of my MIDI generator AutoPlay for Live 12 with more features, and it's even closer to the original AutoPlay Max for Live device, but as a MIDI generator. For those who are using Live 12, I've namely added transposition and octaves and a bit more features. So let's get onto it and see what it does and use it in context. Okay then, so I got this small project here with a bunch of stuff. These things there, we're gonna keep them for later, maybe for another tutorial, because it's using both AutoPlayMG plus AutoGrid and namely other devices of me, just to create interesting and complex grids. So not for today, I guess. Let's just listen to the bass foundation of the track. Yeah, we probably need to have 2 bars. So nothing fancy. However, it's enough for us to get going. And let's switch to that one instead. So this is the grain table device, which is my recreation of the formant like sound of the Access Virus TI. And so I've dropped the Sundial 3 into it. And we're going to use that as our demo. So let's just solo that. So nothing fancy, it's just a few parameters. So I'm changing the pulse width and the wavetable position at each note. This is inside the device, and there's a little bit of delay here. And we're going to work on that. So let's get back to the clip. So we got 4 bars here, but I'm going to work on one single bar at a time. So as you can see, I got a clip which is 4 bars with 4 times the same note. It's quite much more convenient to create some patterns by smaller snippets than to try to get at once a big pattern which you like. So this is what I'm usually doing. So I'm just cutting that in 1 bar, and hopefully we're gonna get some interesting results. And then when I'm happy, I'll switch to the next one, etc. So let's have a listen. So here, just a quick overview for those who are not familiar with the device and how you get there. So this is the clip view. You have all the usual stuff from a clip view, so launch, pitch, and time. And then you have the transform, and that's where you want to go. And this is only working for clips. And in the transform, you have the stock devices from Ableton. So these are shipped with Ableton Suite on Live 12 exclusively, because it's a feature of Live 12. And then you have your user-based. So everything which is in your user directory will be scanned, and if it matches a MIDI generator type, then it's going to be, or MIDI Transformer, because it's another type, then it's going to be already available. So you see here we have a MIDI transformation. I got a phrase shuffler, which is from somebody else, and then we have my 2 versions of AutoPlayMG, version 1.1, which is the one you probably already have if you own the device, and the version 1.2, which is the one which interests us today. So let's see. One quick thing is, if you don't select a note, or at least a time base, then nothing's happening because nothing is selected. But if I select a note, or maybe 2 notes, I can do 2 notes, then instantly they're going to be changed into into a sequence. So you see these ones are grayed out because they are not used by the device for now, and only these ones are selected, and these are the ones on which I'm going to play. So again, on the interface, so the length is the gate length, minimum gate length of the notes, maximum gate length which can be up to 200. So you can have overlapping notes if you want to. It's interesting if you want to generate pseudo chords, or if you want to use the glissando when you're transposing, then you need to have overlapping notes. So this is something you can do. You have the minimum maximum velocity. So as you see, if I put everything to the maximum, then I'm gonna have only 127, and then I can go from 1. And you see, which is very convenient, is that if each time I change a parameter, I'm not changing the whole sequence, I'm just tweaking it, which is really convenient for this kind of tools. This is the overall random name of that sequence. Of course, it's dependent on that one, but if I change that, I'm actually changing the sequence. So let's say AutoPlay tutorial, you can now use these things. Then I'm going to generate something completely different. But if I get back to the previous name, I'm going to get back to the previous note. So there. If I shuffle, then I'm going to have a random name which is generated by the device, which you can use again. Anyway, so on that side you have the note base. So how many 16s, 8s, 4s, 4 dotted, or you can select other variations if you like. And this will change as well the repartition of the types of notes you're getting. So here I'm increasing the amount of 14 fourths I want. Let's remove that and that, keep only 16 and 8s, and have a listen. Let's maybe remove sample delay for now. Okay, let's add some sidechain, because I guess that the notes on the beat will be an annoyance. So this actually diminishes the velocity of the first and second notes starting from the beat. So it's not actually muting the notes. I've changed that. So the first note will be, if I put sidechain to the maximum, then the first note will be velocity 1, so almost silent. The second one will be tamed down, and the rest will be kept as it is. Let's just put that to 25, and then I can add a little bit of swing just to show you. So you know the swing will act on the second 16, and it's going to add a little bit of groove. So if I put it to the maximum, it's pretty groovy, but a little bit too much. So let's put that to something like 40. So let's say I'm happy with this one. So I click on transform. Oh no. Yeah, that's a trouble I'm having. So don't click on transform, just cancel, because transform will actually somehow recreate a new sequence. I haven't been able to find where it's happening. So don't click on transform. Just leave it as it is and click on something else, and then you can start over. So now we're gonna switch to the second bar, which hasn't been touched. So if I click on auto again, I'm getting the exact same sequence, which is of course not what I want, so I'm going to shuffle. Let's add a little bit more 16s. Okay. And then let's say I'm happy with that. Click on the third one, shuffle. I'm gonna move the playhead. And this one I'm gonna have something slower. Maybe not too slow. Cool. And finally, the last one. And for this one, I'm gonna add a little bit of 30 seconds. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, exactly that. Just a slight bit of 30 seconds. So now we're gonna have a listen to the full sequence. So I got 4 bars, which I can then play with the rest of the track. Let's see what it does. Let's re-add the sample delay. Oh, not there. So as you can see, we are combining something which we have fixed using the device, and a little bit of random thing with the grain table, which on each note will create a little bit of variations on the sound. So each sequence of 4 bars is simultaneously similar. So for the listener, it's something they can hook up to. And but at the same time, it's changing a little bit at each time, so it's not boring. Of course, I wouldn't play that for 32 bars, and you know that you need to change your sequences and use different instruments. So you may decide at some point that you're going to duplicate that track onto something else and reuse the same MIDI pattern. So we're going to have this different sound, but using the same sequence, and usually it's better for the listener. Now we're gonna add something more musical, because I want to show you of course what is really new in MG in the MIDI generator, namely the transposer. So I've already created that. So let's just put that aside and create a new one. So we're gonna have, what was that? 2 bars, that's probably enough for things like that, sorry. Ouch. No, I'm bad. January. And that's a 4 bars. There we go. No, that's a 2 bars, actually. My bad. Again. All right, here we are. So we're still in C3, but we're gonna go higher, and I'm gonna do the same. So 1 bar, maybe even shorter stuff, because for melodic stuff, it's a bit more difficult to actually get a nice melody. And so we get 4 times. I'm using Tal bassline, and let's have a listen just at the sound as is. Is it there? No. Yeah, there's something here. Pretty simple. And now we're gonna use the Midi Transformer to actually change the notes. So let's activate it. Yeah, just looping on the half a bar. On this type of sound, I'm gonna usually have it mostly legato, so length's gonna be 100. No swing. And then we're gonna, so basically it's just 16s playing with a little bit of change of the velocity. But now we're gonna add some transport. So I'm gonna select major, classical major 3-jan. And then I'm going to increase the probability of transposing. Let's shuffle that a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna need to add some octave. So if I do nothing, everything is happening on the octave 0. But I'm gonna add a little bit of things higher. Yeah, and a little bit of below. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one is nice. So let's switch to the next one. Let's listen to the two at the same time. Yeah, not too bad. Let's add the third one. Yeah, let's add a little bit more of higher octave there. Yep. And finally, last one. Cool. So now let's have a listen with all of the rest. Yeah, so as you can see, in like 2 minutes, I generated a full sequence. Let's disable that. Of course, you'll probably want to change some notes and feel that some of them need to be put up or down, etc. But generally speaking, I mean, you can get pretty close to a usable result, especially if you're not familiar and you're not too good in music theory. Then this will actually help you generate something which is in the right key. And with this kind of small tricks, if you have listened to enough of Goathrans or things like that, then you know more or less the type of instruments you're looking to. So here, tal bassline, which is the SH101 in emulation. Then you know that usually you will have some legato notes with a repeating pattern and some kind of, not really an arpeggio, because an arpeggio would be simpler than that, but something which looks a bit like an arpeggio and reaches a repeating pattern. This is usually a good foundation. Then you can add things like squelches and weird sounds and some effects from a general standpoint, and you're gonna get going quite well just using this kind of stuff. So that's pretty much it for that demo. I mean, I could go to this one, but it's probably better to keep that for another tutorial, because it's pretty advanced and it's making use of even more stuff for me and also from live. So that's going to be for later on. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and it's clear enough. And I hope it gave you some ideas to actually use the device in your production. So whether you are using it for just generating patterns, you can have rhythmic patterns, you can use that as well on something like a hat and create some groovy hat patterns, or if you want to do melodies and then using the transpose and octaves, which I've just added to this version. Thanks for watching and see you later.